If lines could talk, they would say, "Hey, viewer, follow me. I'll lead you to something interesting." In art, we call this the focal point. Lines pull you into a photograph, a painting, or a poster. Well, these are nice trees. The picture in itself isn't very interesting. Our eyes don't know where to go. Once a path is added, our eyes follow it to the background and then curve around as though we are journeying through the trees. This creates a sense of movement. I bet your eyes went round and round and round the concentric circles and then followed the drop of water in a vertical line. But did you also see the imaginary or invisible line that goes up and down in a wavy motion? Our eyes often follow the lines along the edges of buildings and rooftops, but we are especially interested in complicated lines, such as castle tops. Did you know that you often draw invisible lines with your eyes when things are in rows or patterns? Watch the way your eyes dart around this picture, following the legs, the X on the chest, the positions of the arms. Did it make something like this? Even a photograph of a spill has broken lines which your eyes follow. This is a picture of a row of houses, yet there seems to be a great deal of action. That's because our eyes follow the vertical lines up and down, the horizontal lines from left to right, and even the diagonal lines which zigzag across the roofs. Emily Carr's totem pole pulls our eyes up the line to the heavens. Then our eyes dart around the lines in the background, but we are always pulled back to that strong, powerful vertical line of the totem pole. Wow, the curved line of this wave and the way it is hanging in the air creates tension and suspense. What's going to happen to the boats? The line in this picture creates a story, a sense of mystery, a journey. Why has the woman left the building and where is she going? Lines can lead us to the focal point or special area of attention in a picture. Raphael's painting of the School of Athens draws our eyes towards the middle by a series of curved lines. There we find Aristotle and Plato having an important discussion. Look at how these lines on a zigzag pull us to the top of the tall structure. Lines can be used to show us something we might have otherwise missed. The poppies in this painting form a dotted line which pulls our eyes from the slope at the bottom to the top of the hill where we see there are more people. Monet has used poppies to form a broken line. The lines of these two trains meet together far in the distance. This is called a vanishing point. There are a lot of tutorials on the internet that can teach you how to use a vanishing point if you're interested. A simple vanishing point can be used to make lines that recede off into the distance. But why not make the lines more interesting by curving them? Use what you have learned today about lines to plan your artwork. Always getting the large lines and shapes ready before you begin to work on the details. If you were going to draw this picture, the first thing you would do is draw the lines on the page. If you were going to make a Christmas picture, you should plan out the lines and decide whether the star is going to be the focal point or the baby. If you want to do a super action picture of a surfer, plan out your wave line ahead of time. Draw the largest lines first, which is the curve. Draw the line to where the bubbles will be, and then sketch in your surfer. Lastly, you begin to work on the details. You can draw these things very lightly with a pencil and cover them up with pencil crayon or paint as you work. Lines are terrific in posters. You can use simple lines like this, or you can jazz them up and add patterns to each section, lines on lines. You can make lines that are textured using pastels or other soft materials. You can pick one type of line and just repeat it, but use different thicknesses and colors. Plan your artwork ahead. Think about the lines. Here's something you can try. Find a photograph or magazine picture or a picture from a calendar that shows a landscape scene. Draw the lines before you begin to work on the details. Where is the focal point? How are the lines drawn to bring your eye to that point of interest? Can you use lines to create a feeling of movement? Now I can hear some of you saying, I can't draw a landscape, but I'm going to show you a trick I used with my students to surprising results. Get that picture and turn it upside down. On a separate sheet of paper, draw the lines you see. If you're really unsure, you can put the page on top and trace the lines your first time. Don't think at all about trying to draw something. Just capture the lines. Now, turn the picture right side up, and you have the perfect layout to draw your scene. Fill in the details, starting with the bigger colors and working down to the fine points. This was really a rapid picture I drew, but still it turned out fairly well. Please try some of these ideas yourself and leave a comment about how they turned out. If you haven't watched the first 2 videos in a line series, check them out. There's more to come, and the Art is Simpler Than You Look series will continue with lines and move on to other subjects, so be sure to subscribe.